So welcome back to another Flashback review, and I'm going to be reviewing The Breakfast Club, written and directed by John Hughes. Now, John Hughes has directed movies like 16 Candles, Weird Science, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, the reason why I mention those movies is the fact that movies deal directly in teen issues. The Breakfast Club theme deals with stereotypes, which can affect everybody nowadays, but he puts it in a setting where it's in school. And the reason why that setting works is because, especially with stereotypes, school is the most prominent way to get socially outcasted by kids today, by the way you look and act. So you can probably put it in another setting, but school is the most prominent way to do it. The plot for The Breakfast Club is that 5 kids are stuck in detention and they get to learn more about themselves and about each other. Now with movies like this, they don't really have a villain, but in this movie you can kind of see like as the parents are the villain in a way, because like I said before, John Hughes was the voice of teenagers back in his time, or back in the 80s. He spoke for how kids actually felt, or how the parents actually put pressure on kids. So you can kind of look at the parents as being the villains in a way, the way they put pressure on kids nowadays. Now, the main villain, in my opinion, is the principal. You take everybody's parent and put them into the principal, and that's the villain. But the principal, he looked down on the kids, not because of who they truly are, but what they are on the outside. So in that way, the principal is actually the villain. Now, on a grounded level to the story of the kids itself, is that the theme is that you don't judge a book by its cover, and that's what I like about it, because the characters in this movie is a basket case, a jock, a rebel, a brainiac, and a princess. Now, you may say that these characters may be cliche. Yeah, maybe, but I guarantee you this, you can take these same characters and put them in today's movie and still be effective today. And that's what makes John Hughes so great, because the writing is effective. The reason John Hughes' writing is so great is the fact that even though this movie is for entertainment value, you can still look at yourself and say, do I judge the book by its cover? Do I judge the person for the way they look, the way they act, or what social group they're actually in? Even though this movie is made in the 80s, maybe 84 I believe, it still applies today. There are plenty of different ways to be socially outcasted today, so it still works. What makes movies a classic, not sci-fi movies or anything like that, but regular movies like this, is the fact that it can transcend from its release until now, because you can still point out some of these social issues we have today. You can kind of consider this movie a social commentary movie, because we are still affected by those issues today. And that's why I like The Breakfast Club a lot more than Weird Science and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because with those movies, yeah, they're good, but with The Breakfast Club, you get a lot more out of it. And what makes this movie so great is that you pay attention to detail, because the movie ended on a song called Don't Forget About Me. And I think it ended on a perfect way, because even though they may go their separate ways, they won't forget this, because they'll learn a lesson about not judging a book by its cover. They may meet new people, and before they judge, they think about this day, in fact, and say to themselves that I won't judge a book by its cover, because you don't know where a person actually comes from. And that's what makes John Hughes' writing so excellent. The underlying theme of stereotypes and the underlying theme of looking yourself in the mirror and saying to yourself, do I judge a book by its cover, means a whole lot. Now, The Breakfast Club may be dated, but it still has relevance today. And so, for me, The Breakfast Club gets 5 out of 5 stars. So, let me know what you guys think of The Breakfast Club. You like it, hate it, and let me know what is your favorite John Hughes directed movie. So yeah, if you like this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Movie Nation.